What's up, guys? It's Chris from Irene Iron Fitness, and tonight we have a special treat. We're with Molly and Chuck. We're inside of their beautiful 30-foot Airstream RBT Classic, and we're gonna learn some of Molly's tricks and tips to stay organized and healthy, and one of her trademark recipes. Keep watching. Alright, so Erin and I met Molly actually at our previous campsite location where she was across the street. She was doing lunges and pumping her septic tank.
I was.
And we're like, this is a cool chick. And of course, I said, I like your Airstream. I'd like to come tour that. And I invited myself over for a tour, and we hit it off just like that. And a couple days later, we were able to come spend some time with Molly and Chuck, and it was really fun. And now we're here having dinner. It's New Year's Eve, actually, so we're gonna be making Drunken Noodles, so stick around for that. But first, we're gonna poke around Molly's cupboards and fridge, and she's gonna teach us some of the things that she does to help her and Chuck stay healthy on the road, and some of the things that they do to just help make every day a little bit easier to cook and eat well. So why don't you walk us through some of your things that you do?
Well, some of the things, we eat a lot of beans and grains, and storing all that can be problematic. So what we've done is utilize this space up here, and these are Rubbermaid containers. And the beauty of this is that they come in different heights to accommodate different amounts of ingredients, but then with the curvature of the Airstream, they go two back. You know, you can't in the back obviously do them as high, but we can cram a lot of food in here. So we've got flour and cashews and coffee and garbanzo beans. And
so you have it set up like stadium style, so you're using every inch within there.
Every inch. So a container like this will be the equivalent of 4 or 5 cans of beans.
Wow.
So the space equivalence is significant.
And the weight.
And the weight.
So you don't have all that sodium water.
You don't have all the cans to deal with.
That's nice.
And I prefer the texture of the home cooked beans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chuck makes all our breads, so we've got different flours.
That's just crazy to me. I think it's awesome that you guys make your own breads.
So the next area, let's see what we have up here. We do like our coffee. We have our little coffee maker. It's an AeroPress coffee maker, and we have this whole basket. It's just after Christmas right now. Well, it is New Year's Eve, so we got lots of coffee for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. It's a safe gift, right?
It's a safe gift, and we have tea in tins back here. Keep the salt and pepper up here so it's accessible but not taking up counter space. And then we have baking things stored in these silicone pans. There's a square one back here that has baking soda, baking powder. The bay leaf can has toothpicks in it. And little bowls. And
repurposing is good.
Yes. So here we have, this is the nominal spice cabinet, which holds a lot, but is inadequate. You can store spices too deep, so essentially get 8 on each shelf. Then we have kind of a variety of containers there. In this model, we also have this deep pantry, and it still goes another 6 inches beyond this. And there again, it's full of spices. We use a lot of cinnamon, so we have a big one on that. Tahini, nutritional yeast, my magic anti-inflammatory mixture.
Ooh.
And again, just more spices. And I try to keep it organized. You know, sometimes things go where they fit.
Yeah.
You know, if we get something new, things shift. But I know exactly where everything is.
Well, I didn't think I'd find people with more spices than I do. And you probably have, I'd say double.
Ooh, I win.
That might be another good show where we have like a spice off.
Oh, a spice off. I like it. I like it. Okay, so in the interest of the spice off.
Now Molly's getting out her
Now,
digging deep
here's
spices so she wins.
Yeah, these are ones that I tend to use less of, so they're in smaller containers, but these are, you can get fishing tackle boxes. These are all my Indian food spices.
It just smells good right now.
Does that smell good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really fun. And this is other things that I use less of. Pickling spice, Creole spice, asafoetida. That's an Indian one. So this is just full. I got these, I found these handy dandy little screw top jars at a Container Store. And they're just the right size. They're not technically spice jars. I have no idea what they are, but they're perfect.
They're cute.
So yes. So I may win the spice off.
I think I throw the white flag into the floor.
Okay, so we have a bigger refrigerator than most. So we actually have a lot of
Look at all that shelf space. That's gold.
Yeah, and this is bouillon broth, and we have red paste and green curry paste, and lots of hot sauces. We use a lot of vinegar, and it does not need to be refrigerated, but it's a very convenient place to store it.
Keeps it from rolling around and spilling.
Yeah, we like mustard, vinegar.
That's good.
Liquid smoke, horseradish.
Vinegar is another thing that's often overlooked.
Yeah, we use it a lot. And the balsamics that they make now are really remarkable. You can get them flavored. Like right now we've got garlic, cilantro, and mango. Yeah, it's easy to go overboard. These were vinegars I bought to give as Christmas gifts.
And you kept them?
I didn't.
Oh, I love it. That sounds like
I
something
know,
I would do for
didn't.
sure.
Then up here we have miso, which is delicious, and gochujang. Have you used that?
No.
Oh, I'll introduce you to that tonight. You will need gochujang. It's
It's a spicy
like a
paste?
like a red chili paste.
No, I do love spicy.
It goes in a lot of things. And then in the refrigerator, a lot of stuff is crammed. So these are, it's a dairy-free Parmesan cheese alternative that's made with cashews and spices. That's really delicious. So we have 3 of those. Again, I bought a bunch for Christmas gifts. And here they are in my refrigerator.
Molly's going Christmas shopping again.
I know.
You're so
Well,
giving.
I did get other stuff for those people, but
it's fun to see all the different things that are out there because it's always changing and there's always little like mom and pop shops that have these amazing products. And when you stumble upon them, you have to get them.
Well, you do. And as RVers, we travel so much and we like to support the local community.
Yeah. What about your freezer?
The freezer. At the moment we have veggie sausage, Costco-sized frozen berries.
Frozen berries are a good deal.
They're a good deal because there again we put them in the breakfast oats. We use frozen veggies a lot.
Yeah.
They're genius to have on hand. Ginger. If you buy ginger, it can get weird pretty quickly, but if you put it in the freezer, it's good.
I love freezing mine and then I like making it snow.
Oh yeah. And then tomato paste, you use part of a can and you just put the rest in the freezer, and it's really pretty easy to scoop out. You don't waste anything. And some rye bread. So that's the freezer right now. We usually try and keep berries and veggies. Because for us, if we're running late on time, you make a batch of rice, you add a package of veggies, throw some tofu or edamame on top in a sauce, and
then you're
dinner's
done. Easy.
Dinner's done.
I like
and
it.
Healthy, yeah.
And you don't have to prep the frozen veggies.
No.
So thanks for showing us your freezer. And now we're going to learn some tips from Molly on how she keeps her fresh produce fresher for longer.
So we buy a lot of produce, and what I find makes it more usable is that we just get it home, wash it, and store it. So number 1, it's ready to go. I know where everything is and it's easy to access. So I have 3 of these and they're always full. This one's full of romaine. This one has hard veggies, and there's another one in the fridge with more. And this has a green pepper, green beans. This is stuff we're going to use tonight. An onion, green onions. Now what I really like to do with veggies is I have all these little microfiber towels. And once I get them washed and in the container, I just put one of those on top, and it keeps it fresh for easily twice as long.
I'm stealing this trick because right now I currently use the dry white paper towels, which works, but I do believe that this works better, and that's something I'm going to start doing right away.
It does. And this is the same thing. This is romaine. That's all washed and ready to go.
Yep, and it is so important to have your veggies prepped and cleaned so that when it's time to make your meals, you actually use the veggies, like you say.
Right.
Like, they're there, they're ready to use. You don't have to sit and think like, oh yeah, I have it, but do I want to sit and clean it and chop it? Like, that's usually where people get stuck, and then they reach for something easy.
Right, they reach for something easy and end up throwing their food away, which makes me sad.
It's a double whammy because you're voiding your body of the nutrients and you're throwing money in the garbage.
Yeah.
Which is just two terrible things.
It is. We use a lot of tofu, probably twice a week. And tofu, when you're preparing it, they always say put it between paper towels and put it on a plate and weight it down with books so it drains its water.
Just to get the moisture out.
Just to get the moisture out. And that's a really painful process. And wasteful. That's a lot of paper towels. So this is a tofu press. So when you open your tofu,
do you get soft or firm tofu?
I get extra firm.
Always.
Always. You just put your block of tofu in. This one is already pressed. And you put the plate on top.
So when they package tofu, they put the moisture in there to help keep it fresh on the shelf?
They store it in water because that's how it keeps. And if you use part of a block of tofu and are storing the rest, it's recommended you store it in water. I don't. But,
rule breaker.
Yeah. But then this just presses the liquid out. You just pour it off into the sink and your tofu's firm and ready to go. Now, when you're in a small space, it's hard to justify what are called unitaskers, things that only do one thing. But if you're making a spinach dip and they say squeeze your spinach out, you cook it, you put it in here, press down and pour the liquid off.
That's a good multi-purpose then.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. There's so many times, shredded vegetables, they say squeeze, twist it in a towel or squeeze the liquid out.
If you want to make tzatziki sauce, you could press your cucumbers.
Yes. Yes. Ooh. I never thought of that one. Okay.
Yeah.
We're on a roll here.
Oh, we should hang out more often.
We should. So a tofu press. And there are many different kinds. This one I found to be the easiest to use. There's lots of different kinds.
Where do you find that at?
I found it at a vegan shop, but you can get it on Amazon. This particular one is called a Tofu Express. XPRESS. But again, there are many types of tofu presses.
Cool. Well, those are great. Do you have anything else hidden in here that you want to show us?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Not that I can think of.
Well, thanks for showing us your cupboards. I know I definitely learned a few tricks that I'm going to use, and I'm sure everybody else did as well. So now that we have that done, we're going to get into the main event, which is
Drunken Noodles. I mean, how appropriate is that for New Year's Eve?
It's so appropriate, and I can't wait. I've had Drunken Noodles one time, and it was mediocre, and I'm convinced that yours are going to just be out of this world.
We'll see. Okay, the standard has been set. I got to perform. Okay, so the two longest pieces of this meal are baking the tofu, which can easily be done ahead, and getting the noodles. I use rice noodles for this. You can use any noodle, but one reason I like the rice noodles is, well, they're tasty and they're gluten-free if you're concerned with that. I know a lot of people are concerned with gluten-free. Plus, you don't really have to cook them. You just get them in a pan or a dish with really hot water, and then they soak while you do everything else.
It's more just softening them, right?
Yeah.
Good. All right, so let's get the tofu baking and the noodles soaking.
Well, here's another fun space-saving idea. I'm going to soak the noodles in this pan. This is a magma nesting cookware set.
Erin, Christmas is only 355 days away, so
There's probably a birthday in there somewhere. And to make the draining easy, it also has a colander that fits right in it.
Ooh.
Baked tofu, lots of times, if I'm going to be doing one for dinner, I'll do another block just to have to throw on salads.
So you cook once and eat twice.
Yes. So this tofu, you can season it many ways. The beauty of tofu is that it just absorbs any flavor that you choose to infuse it with.
It's like a sponge.
Yeah, it has very little flavor of itself. So one way to do this, rather than waste another dish. Mm-hmm. I mean, in RVs, we're all doing, or lots of us are doing our dishes by hand, so
yeah,
minimal dishes. So I just use the spray bottle of liquid aminos.
That's nice. We use liquid aminos quite often, but I've never used the spray bottle, and this looks like a perfect reason to have the spray.
Yeah, it makes it convenient. So to bake things, I use a lot of silicone. You can use parchment paper. We don't cook with oil, except for sesame oil for an occasional seasoning.
More for the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the silicone mats are perfect for baking on. Get the oven started. And this is like yours, so I'm going to do convection. I'm going to do it at 400. And then as soon as it's warm, I should have done that before we did that. As soon as it's warm, then you set the time it bakes for, so it never overbakes.
Good. All right, so we're gonna let the
Okay.
oven heat up and the water boil.
Yeah, and then we'll just soak the noodles and get some veggies ready.
Good.
So the vegetables we're going to use in our Drunken Noodles this evening are, we're going to use red peppers, green beans, mushrooms, onion, and garlic. And you can use any combination of veggies you like. These are just really nice. They cook at a similar rate, so you can just put them all in and cook at once. So that's nice.
And you get some nice color combos.
Exactly. Eat the rainbow.
That's right.
So you get good colors. So the water is hot now. And what I'm going to do is put the noodles in and then scoot it off to the side. Now these rice noodles, all you have to do is put them in hot water and let them soak.
So you shut the propane off?
I did. So we're going to put the tofu in for 20 minutes.
I didn't realize tofu took that long.
Well, I like it a little crispy and a little dry.
Yeah.
If you like it soft.
No, we like all our stuff crispy, and
Yeah.
I think it's important for you visually see it
Right.
before you eat it.
And and texture is a very individual thing.
It is.
So you can just figure out
What you
goodness
like.
that you like.
And that's what cooking's all about.
That's right. That
Okay,
I
so we'll get
love.
chopping and then we'll get sauteing.
Okay. So to make this sauce, it's a combination of tamari, hoisin, gochujang, which is a delicious spice that's a
Where do you get the gochujang?
I got it at just the local supermarket. It's surprisingly available. This is one that I use equal parts tamari and hoisin, and then some sesame oil and a couple of teaspoons of the gochujang.
Because the hoisin's a little sweet,
It's
right?
sweet.
And then you get your salty, and then you get your spicy,
And get your spicy,
and then your
and
umami.
then- That's right.
And it's just a party in your mouth. Okay, our veggies are prepped, our noodles are soft, our tofu is baked, and our sauce is made. So now we're gonna put it all together in the pan. Molly's gonna saute up the veggies first, which will take like 5 minutes. Then we're gonna throw in the sauce, Then we're gonna throw in the noodles and the tofu, whip it all together, and plate it up.
We are done.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about to smell really good in here.
Okay. So we'll start with onions. You'll notice I'm not using any oil. We don't cook with oil.
Good.
Yeah. And it works remarkably well. You can hear that they're cooking. So I'll put those in first so I can break them up a little bit.
Yeah.
And onions, well, actually, they always taste a little nicer if they cook a little longer. Mushrooms. Again, this is a really good dish just to use whatever you have. Peppers.
Whatever veggies are starting to look like they're on their last few days.
Well, and veggies that you just haven't gotten around to.
Yeah.
So this is a big pan of veggies. They do cook down. I'm going to wait a minute for the garlic because garlic can scorch quickly. So I just let these, I use medium heat with no oil. It works a little better, I have found. With this pan, it conducts heat really well. So we'll just let these go.
All right, the moment we've been waiting for, we're gonna put it all together. We did transfer the vegetables into this larger pot so that Molly has room to toss it all together. So the vegetables are in there, sauce, noodles, tofu. Let's see it happen.
We're done, okay. First we put the sauce in. Doing it in sequences like this and kind of layers makes sure that all the flavors get well combined.
Yeah, so you're coating all the vegetables right now.
Yeah. And we'll let that get. It'll come up to simmer very quickly, and then we're going to add the noodles.
My mouth is just watering right now. It's always fun to have somebody else's recipes because you do get used to your own routine, and it is very easy to get in a food rut, right? And that's why people oftentimes give up on eating healthy because they just want something different, and you just got to find new recipes and find something that's exciting. Like this one. Try this one out.
Yeah. This is a big batch. So now we've got the noodles in there, and we'll toss it with
I
the
can
veggies.
smell the sesame.
Yeah, and let it cook for a minute. And so as I keep stirring that, you can see that they're getting coated with that nice sauce.
Yeah.
Getting everything together. And just like everything else, these are the proportions I like. You know, you can use fewer noodles and more veggies. It's infinitely variable.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that if you're a new cook, it's the first thing that you can really learn is to get over that intimidation of messing up a recipe. You really can't mess up a recipe to the extent where you can't eat it, right? I mean, you might overcook a thing here or undercook a thing there, but that's part of learning, and that's part of becoming a better chef.
And I will have to say, in all the years we've cooked, I can recall only 2 meals that were so bad we threw out.
You threw out.
And they were bad.
What were they?
One was green beans stroganoff. It was back in the days of Adele Davis, and I can't remember her cookbook. That was early in the days of anything plant-based. And the other one was burdock root. I had seen a recipe for it, and I saw it in a store, so I bought it. I thought, this will be good. It was revolting. We threw it out, and in that cookbook, I put a big X through the recipe.
Never again.
Okay. Now we'll add tofu, and then we'll be ready. As you can see, the tofu's, a little bit crispy and dry. Again, this is very individual. You can cook it to whatever texture you like. And the tofu will cook in there, and it will also absorb the sauce and become even more flavorful. So we'll let everything warm up together.
Beautiful. It looks beautiful. The colors are incredible. The vegetables look good. The noodles look good. The sauce smells amazing. I can't wait to dig in. So we're going to get a nice little shot of the finished product. We'll link the recipe below if you want to see the recipe that Molly uses and has been generous to share with us. And thank you so much for watching. We're going to enjoy our New Year's together with some Drunken Noodles and some countdowns, and we're going to ring in 2020. So
More wine.
And more, and Chuck's gonna drink more wine.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.